For sole proprietors, the best plan is a SEP IRA because you can put in $52,000. That's quite a lot. The requirements is 25% of the payroll, and the maximum is 52 for $52,000 for 2014 and 53 for 2015. And you can throw it in at the time you file the tax return. So let's say this year I made lots of money, and so I can wait. The plan can be unfunded until you file your tax return. So when your accountant is all said and done, hey, you have a great year, but you're gonna pay a lot of taxes. So okay, so you figure out how much you want to put in and put it in your SEP IRA, and that will help you lower your taxes. And the other one that you can do is solo 401k. You need to file a little bit earlier. I mean, it can be done at the time you file a tax return. It has to be, the money has to go in by December 31st. But what's good about the solo 401k is that you can put in a Roth option with no income limits. So a lot of people make lots of money, they can't do a Roth, but this is an exception. If you do a 401k, you can put in Roth. Now the match is always traditional. So a Roth, for people who don't know the difference between a Roth and the traditional, Roth is like you put in money but you pay taxes on the money first. But when you take it out, you don't have to pay taxes. And then you don't have to deal with like RMD, minimum distribution when you hit 70 and a half. So it makes it very convenient. So you know the money is all yours. Like once you pay the taxes, you're no longer have to share with IRS when you take it out. A lot of people think that defined benefit plans are no longer applicable. I mean, it's a creature of the past. That might be true for big companies because defined benefit plans are kind of expensive to maintain. But for small companies, actually, I'd say it's pretty popular. Particularly, you have a scenario where the owner is like maybe 50 years and above, and then the rest of the staff is like, you know, young, like 20, 30s or whatever, right? Defined benefit plan has a special characteristic where the money that you put in is actually benefit dollars. So the closer you are to retirement, you need to put in more. And working backwards, so somebody who is 20 something years old, maybe $1 will turn to $8. So you don't need to put in $8, you put in $1 for that person. But if you're 50 or 60, you're closer to retirement, I need to put in a full $8. And because of that, you discriminate against the younger staff members, and you put in more for the older who's a bit older. For a defined benefit plan, it's not uncommon to be able to put in over $200,000 for tax deferral purposes, retirement contribution. You can get that for defined contribution plan. Defined contribution plans, maximum is at $52,000. Defined benefit, that you can put in like close to $200,000. Big difference. Lastly, some people would ask, what is a combo plan? Combo plan means a defined contribution plan and defined benefit plan. Defined contribution plan makes up of a profit sharing and a 401k portion, and that the total of the maximum you can put in for a defined contribution plan is $52,000. Defined benefit plan is another $200 something. Now, if you put in defined contribution and defined benefit plan, you add the two together, so it's even more. Now, there's like a rule that says that if you minimize, you limit your profit sharing to only 6%, then you're not subject to the 25% salary limits rule. I know that's like probably a lot more than you want to know, but all I want to say is that when you put two plans together, you can put in more money. And that works great for people, let's say like doctors plan. I mean, a lot of times doctors have student loans, and they don't really get to save until they like maybe late 30s and 40s because they have so much schooling and they want to catch up. And when they make that much money, they want to maximize how much they can put in. Now, one last thing I want to say about defined benefit plan is that that's not something you can like start and then stop. A lot of times we want people to be in this plan, have like at least a commitment of 3 years, and you need an actuary. You can't just like do it on your own. You need somebody to help you figure out how much to put in, and you do have to file a 5500. So it's a little bit more complicated, but if you want to maximize your tax deferral saving, I would highly recommend it.